In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about how to apply to become a flight attendant. I'm going to go into details about the application process. I'm going to cover all of the details in regards to the interview process, and then I'm also going to include some information about the days that will be leading up to your training. So if this sounds like something that you might be interested in, please sit back and stay tuned. I'm gonna jump right on in. So, number one, when you apply, or if you're interested in applying for an airline, it's very important to first and foremost make sure that the airline is actually hiring. Obviously, when you apply for something, either you hear back and they tell you, unfortunately, your application was missing this, or we're looking for this, sorry, apply maybe next time. Or you'll be fortunate enough to get an email that says, congratulations, we're looking forward to moving you forward with the hiring process. If you apply for a airline and you hear absolutely nothing back, you get neither one of those emails, the airline probably isn't hiring. So I think that there are a lot of instances where people apply and they don't get a good email back or a bad email back, and they're thinking like, what happened? Why? What did I do? Like, they're confused. So just always make sure that you know whether the company that you are trying to work for is actually hiring. 9 times out of 10, when the airlines hire, they're all hiring at the same time. When I applied, that's how it was. They were all hiring at the same time. I applied for multiple different airlines, just to keep my options open. So yeah, that's definitely important. Your application is going to be online most of the time. You can get on the company's website, create a profile, submit your application, submit your profile, and wait to hear back. Okay, so when waiting to hear back, it is extremely important that you check your email probably at least 3 times a day. I am not joking. The airline that I initially applied for, I was checking my email, but I was not checking my spam. I was not checking my junk mail or anything like that. I had gotten a congratulatory email back, and they did want me to move forward within the hiring process. In moving forward with the hiring process to the next step, you have to submit a video interview. So the day that I opened up my email saying that, congratulations, we want you to submit your video interview, was like a couple days before the video interview was actually due and needed to be submitted. So unfortunately, hearing back from that company that they were going to not pick me to move forward during their hiring process, I kind of feel like because I waited so long to submit my video interview, and waiting so long to submit it was because my email was in my spam. Sometimes I think that was why I did not get chosen to work for that company. So very, very important. After you apply, check your inbox, check your spam, check your junk mail, check your sent mail. Just check it all, because you don't want to miss, you know, your congratulatory email telling you to move forward. So in moving forward, they do ask you to submit a video interview. The second time I applied, which was with a different airline, I got another congratulatory email back, and it was to go ahead and submit my video interview. Now, with a video interview, it's actually very simple. It's not as stressful as some people may think. It's literally your questions on one side of the screen and your webcam is on, your face is on the opposite side of the screen so you can see yourself. They make you test your camera and they make you test your mic. In order to get to this point, the airline is probably going to send you another email with the link. You're going to click on that link and that's going to take you to the portal. And that portal is when you'll open up a window where you're able to go ahead and complete your video interview. There's going to be questions that you have to answer, and they're basically going to give you a certain amount of time to answer that question. You give your response back and then you move on to the next question. After you've given all your responses, they go ahead and ask you to submit your interview, and that you'll be hearing back from them soon. One thing I think I skipped over: if you apply for an airline like I did the first time I applied and I didn't get it, you do have to wait a certain amount of time before you can reapply. So I can't quite remember how long it is that you have to wait, but you do have to wait before you can reapply. So just a little side note. But yes, so after you submit your video interview, you wait to hear back again. You're checking your email every day, checking your email twice, 3 times a day to make sure that, you know, you're keeping up with if they want you to move forward or if they are declining your application or anything like that. So with my personal experience, moving on to the kind of like the middle part in the hiring process, I missed my freaking email again. I was so mad at myself. I was checking my email and I'm going, man, like I haven't heard anything back yet. And I'm just like, no. And then one day I got a phone call. And that phone call was actually a recruiter from the company letting me know that my video interview was successful and they wanted me to move on to the next round in the hiring process, which is your face-to-face interview. So you submit your application, you do your video interview, and then they will contact you again, and that will be for your face-to-face interview. So you're in step 3 in the hiring process. My recruiter set me up with a flight, flying to Dallas and flying back home from Dallas. She set up my time. You get transportation to and from the airport once you reach the location where your face-to-face interview will be held, which is super, super convenient and really cool. Your face-to-face interview, way more stressful than your video interview. Like I said, in your video interview, it's literally you, your computer, your laptop, your phone, whatever you're on, your questions, and yourself, and your mind, and that's it. For the face-to-face interview, it's a little bit different. There are other candidates there, so it's somewhat like a meet and greet. You're introducing yourself to other people, you're meeting new people, but it's kind of weird because, you know, you're all there for the same thing. So it's very important to stay focused and make sure that your main priority on this day is to kill your face-to-face interview. That is what you are focused on when you get there. So as far as a time span within each of these steps, I submitted my application for this specific airline towards the end of January. I heard back to submit my video interview at the very, very end of January, early February. And probably like the second week or third week of February is when I got my third email and phone call to set up my flight out for my face-to-face interview, which was held on February 20th. of this year. So my face-to-face interview was on February 20th, and since then, it's April now. So since then, I've been very, very filled with excitement because I've been filling out paperwork. I have been submitting different things online. They sporadically have been sending me emails. So yeah, it's been really exciting. After your face-to-face interview, you have to wait a little while, and then they will offer you a CJO, which is a conditional job offer. This means that you do not work for the company yet. You have to complete the airline's training before you are considered to be an actual employee for the company. So before you complete all the paperwork and they send you emails, they send you your CJO. You can either choose to accept or decline, which I fortunately chose to accept. So yeah, after that, that's when you start filling out your different paperwork, and they'll send you emails in regards to confirming your home address, personal information, things such as that nature. Recently, I got an email with my training packet, so that was a little overwhelming. It's like very, very long. It's a lot, but I'm super, super excited. My training date is 2 weeks away, and I'm just super, super excited. Like 14 days from today. So I've just been having a lot of fun, but also trying to mentally prepare myself for training. I have these crazy nails. I have this crazy hairstyle, which I'm gonna have to get rid of pretty soon. So I've just been trying to get all the fun out of me before I have to go into like nude colored nails and hair gelled back in a bun and bobby pins and all that good stuff, which I absolutely love because I love looking professional at work. So yeah, I'm just super, super excited for training, and this entire process has been so breathtaking because who knew that trying to become a flight attendant would be so stressful. It is stressful, and it's literally been a process that has taken up 3 months of my life. So it's definitely not something easy to do and not something easy to be a part of. And so I'm so fortunate and blessed that I'm able to have this opportunity, and I'm just super excited. So I think that's about it. I think I covered all the odds and ins and outs of the hiring process. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.